Hello YouTube, EasyGoingMC back, another Redstone video. Today, we're going to be doing a tutorial on a passive mob farm I recently designed and built in my EasyGoing Survival series. So if you want to see that farm in action, I'll link you down below to the episode in which I built it. But we're just going to dive right into this farm. So this farm will produce about 1,000 drops an hour, I think. Actually, no, it's about... Here, I have it right up there. I haven't determined the fastest, but it's around 500 an hour, which is fairly fast for the size of this farm and how easy it is to build. And also, passive mob farms are generally slower. So this is a pretty simple, easy to build farm. The hardest part about it is really just digging the hole. That's what takes the longest. But, you know, with a haste 2 beacon and efficiency 5, it goes by really quite fast. So the first thing you need to know when building one of these farms is that you can't have any passive mobs that are unnamed in your spawn chunks. So that includes wolves and cats and also anything else, like a cow, pig, chicken. So what that means is you have to prevent the spawning of them in your spawn chunks. So you have to clear every single dirt block or grass block in your spawn chunks. You can have dirt, but you have to get rid of grass. And I have a video showing you guys how to do that, and I'll link it down below in the description along with the episode in which I showcased this farm. So yeah, the next thing you want to do is you want to pick a suitable spot to build this farm. So I suggest going out into the ocean. This is the spawn chunks because I picked a world that had a spawn island seed. But I suggest finding a small island like this. There might be a couple smaller islands, but make sure there's no grass on them. Just clear it away really quick. Make sure there's no grass on this island or passive mobs as well. So once you have a suitable location, what you want to do is mark out your area. So you're going to want to build, it's going to be 8 block, or I apologize. It's going to be 19 blocks wide. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There we go. So basically, the width, it should be able to have 2 water buckets in there. And they should flow towards the center and have a 3-block gap. So if you've done that, then you have been successful in measuring out your farm. So the next thing you want to do is go 32 blocks in this direction. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So this can be really any length, to be honest, guys. It's really up to you. It could be shorter, it could be longer, but the longer you make it, the faster it's going to be. So yeah, what you want to do now, guys, is dig this down all the way to the first bedrock layer. That's basically as far as you can go. You could break that bedrock, and I will get into that towards the end of the video. But basically, dig it down this whole, this full dimension down to that first layer of bedrock, and I'll be back once I've done that. So guys, once you've done that step, you might get lucky and find some diamonds. When I cleared it, where you can see the sand, there's some diamonds and things like that. One useful trick I have for you guys, if there's lava, use sand to clear it because it'll fall through to the bottom of the floor. So that's a one tip for you because you're bound to run in the lava, unfortunately. So the next step is to put in the killing system. So you want to pick a side in which you're going to start your rail track. I personally picked over here because this is the easiest. And then you want to head down once with the powered rails, or normal rails with powered rails interjected. Basically, it has to be enough to project a hopper minecart back again, like so. And then once more back. And then once you get to this end, you're going to want to come back, of course, once more. So once you come back here, I'll show you how to line up your rails so it will essentially work. Because, yeah, you don't want to... Yeah, so basically line it up like this, so it goes up here, comes down, doesn't really matter, and then it'll come back like so, and we'll deal with this later in the video. So now what you want to do is on the 3 blocks that are in the middle, so these are our middle 3 blocks right here, what you want to do is just place magma blocks all the way around. So most of the times that the animals spawn on the higher platforms, they'll just die from fall damage. However, if they don't, these magma blocks will kill them, well, relatively quickly. So yeah, once you've extended them back all the way to the end, what you want to do is get some levers, and just place it on top of the Just do that, and it'll power up your rails nice and easily. And then for the fourth rail, it's as simple as just doing this, as you can see. So guys, extend this back, power all your rails. These are really easy as well. And yeah, once we do that, we'll start putting in the spawning platforms. So guys, the next thing you want to do is place these stone bricks perpendicular. So I've sort of outlined our spawning layers, as you can see. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to build up one block and then skip 2 and basically build 8 layers. If you turn your F3 plus G on, it should be like 2 blocks below that. So the reason why is you do that is because the way mob spawning works. So if we were to put more platforms, it wouldn't be as efficient. So with just these 3 in the lowest subchunk, that's 3 in the lowest subchunk efficiency. But then it becomes less and less. So we have 8 floors. However, it's the equivalent of only having 4 in the lower subchunk. So as you can see, it's better to do this. Basically, when you have blocks above something, it makes it spawning less efficient. I really don't know how to explain this. I suggest going and watching Nembomb's videos. I'll link his channel in the description. He probably does a better job than me somewhere on his channel. But I heard it secondhand from Izumavoid. However, that brings me into the next point as I work on this farm. What you can do is you can clear the bedrock and potentially squeeze more layers in. However, that would take a lot of time and effort, and would honestly be much faster in the end, just to build the 8 layers instead of squeezing in 4, maybe 5 if you're lucky. So guys, what you want to do is do this on both sides, leave this middle gap open, quite obviously, and yeah, once you've done that, we'll check back. Okay guys, so after you do that, make sure you light up the platforms. I suggest using sea lanterns or glowstone, but you can't use torches or anything because you'll have water flowing on the platforms. So the next thing you want to do is basically just clear out a space right next to the farm. It's at 5 blocks deep. You may want to go a couple blocks back as well, but that's up to you. You'll probably have to do that at some point anyways, so you can easily navigate in your redstone stuff. So the next thing you want to do is you want to come down to the bottom layer, whichever layer you're starting on, of course, and just place 2 blocks down like this. I'll even show you on this side. Place 2 blocks down like so. Now let's do a small section to kind of show you how it's done. Place a row of blocks here, and then place a row of blocks here like so, and then place your pistons here, and then your water will go here, and you should see that it will flow like so right to there. But I'll get rid of that and I'll place that in later once I finish this. But basically, you want to repeat this for every single layer. So for this layer, once again, do that, and that, and that. So do this for every layer on both sides, and I'll catch you when you're done with that. Alright guys, now you should be left with this. You basically have your pistons, your scaffolding blocks in place now. So now we're going to do actual redstone, the bulk of the redstone now, none of the logic of course. But what you're going to want to do is basically place an extra row of blocks here, behind of any type, stone bricks, I prefer, I don't know, cheap, make the redstone stand out. Sorry if I sound tired, I took the ACT this morning, and it's 10:30 at night, so I've been up for 16 and a half hours and probably should go to bed, but you know what, I'm stubborn and want to play Minecraft because I haven't really been able to play because of the ACT this entire week. But what you want to do is basically put the repeaters into that block, all the way down with the redstone dust like this, and on the side that has your rail system. So this is, I picked the right side already. What you want to do is basically power this from that side, and when it ends, what you want to do is you want to place a block here, redstone dust there, a block there, 3 blocks there, redstone dust, repeater. And that's how you can continue your single. So it gets a little tedious when you get down here, and I apologize for the lag spikes. We're going to be getting those. And just place that block. And there you go. All your water should disappear on that layer. You will get lag spikes. This farm is pretty laggy, I will admit. That is one of the downsides to it. But you only get lag spikes. It's not like constant lag. So yeah, basically do that on all the layers. Yeah, nice and easily. Pretty simple stuff. So do that on all the layers, on all the sides, and then we'll get into the logic circuits, and then your farm will be... Alright guys, I'm glad to tell you guys that you've done the majority of the work now. All you have left is to build a small amount of logic and timing systems down at the bottom on one of the sides, and 2 torch towers on either side. So we're first going to do the torch towers, because that's sort of what's coming up next. So using a block, is get a block of your choice, and then basically just some redstone. You might need some repeaters and dust depending on how it's going to work. Basically, you just want to start going up. So yeah, because of the way the things are spaced out, basically you want it powered right now. So you want to make sure each of these gets powered, because this is when the farm is in its on state, as you can see. So make sure some way or another this gets powered as you're building this. And basically the way the farm works is it inverts it. And see, there we go. So sometimes when you get to a spot like this, you have to do something like that to make it work, unfortunately. But then you can just continue going up. And we're going to get severe lag spikes. I do apologize. So basically every other one or so, every other layer, you got to do this. But it's really quite easy. Just make sure it's powered like that. And we're almost to the top already. Just this last one. There you go. Oh, there's actually one more. There you go. So that's not now that's powered. So the way the farm is going to work is we'll have for a certain amount of time that go like that, which will activate all the water on this side and push off any mobs, which you can see mobs are indeed spawning quite rapidly, actually. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright guys, so I'll do the other side, and then we'll get back to do the logic systems. Alright guys, when we're on the final step, is just to place in some logic. So the first thing we're going to build is a hopper timer, so you need sticky pistons, redstone, a couple comparators, and a redstone block, and of course, a couple hoppers. So the first thing you want to do is come back about 6 blocks from here. We'll also need a block of your choice, or some normal stone bricks. I really hate how they put the monster eggs first, but okay. So place 2 blocks here, 2 hoppers running into each other like so. Comparator, this is all elevated, the level right above the bedrock, so that doesn't get in our way. Place a redstone dust sticky piston. Place another comparator right here. Redstone dust. Oops. Sticky piston and a redstone block right here. We'll put in the items in just a second. You want to place your redstone dust right here. Or right here. And the side right next to it. Place your sticky piston there with a block on its face. Take a... Now you'll need repeaters and things like that. Take a 4-tick repeater output like so into a block. Redstone dust right here. And you might need to break some of these blocks. Place some stuff. Place like 2 comparators, not stuff, right there. Some redstone like so. 2 comparators going back like that. That creates your pulse extender. Put a repeater right here, set the 4 ticks. Another repeater on 1 tick coming right out into redstone dust. Now you're going to link up the other thing. I've already done that, but an easy way to do it is just to run a redstone line. Go over these rails. Go down, repeater right into it, and it should work just fine. As you can see, all the water is activated. So the last thing we have to do is build a system in which we can collect all the items. So do this, place a block in here, place a comparator like so, and you'll want to bring this up over here. So we'll need a rail and some powered rails. So place a rail here. We'll need hoppers as well. So this is your output. This can go into a dropper baiter. That's what I would suggest, and bring it up to the surface. And place a powered rail right here. place a redstone like so, block right here, block right here, and there you go. We just need a block here as well. So that's the system done. Make sure you have an item in here. Put about 2-ish and a half stacks in this hopper timer. We should see all the water flows, and then shortly after that finishes, we'll see that briefly power. So the only step you guys have to do, is not throw a hopper minecart on the ground, is to get a hopper minecart, place that right here, and you're set. Now you can transport your items to the surface and build a decent storage system. And yeah, one tip I have for you guys is if you place droppers over hoppers, it reduces the lag a little bit. So I suggest doing that whenever you can. But other than that, guys, that's going to conclude this tutorial. You have just finished your passive mob farm. I know it probably took a while. It took me hours to build in survival. It took me an hour or two to build with creative and a mod that helps me. So yeah, I understand how long it took, but you'll now reap the benefits of infinite food. Feel free to decorate this. Just don't put any block above the grass, basically. Glass is fine. You can put some light blue glass or something like that over, but no solid blocks that will interfere with mob spawning. I'm not sure the exact list of the blocks that are okay. So one final note, make sure, as I already said, to have all the grass and passive mobs named or killed in your spawn chunks. Make sure you have a decent perimeter, so if there's a little island out in the distance that has grass on it, make sure you break it. But yeah, that's going to conclude this video. If you enjoyed this redstone tutorial, make sure you drop a like down below and subscribe. And let's see what the issue of this is real quick. I assume it's nothing. I think I know what it is. I probably put a repeater or missed a repeater when I was building this farm. Let's find out. Alright. But yeah, if you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like down below. It means a lot to me. Which floor is it on? No, it's on the third to top floor. 1, 2, 3. It's over here. I think I know what happened. Oh, yep. See, if there's issues with water, you probably just misplaced one of your redstone. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye. Have an easy going day. And yeah, don't do that, guys. Whatever you do, don't do that, or else you'll have a big issue. Yep, I totally broke this farm and ruined my outro, but that's okay. The farm works, I promise, if you built it right, and didn't just break it like I did. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you all in the next video.